Hi guys, Jen from Aura Face and Body here, and today we're going to do a smoky eye in just a couple of easy steps. So let's start with our primer. Alright, so for our primer, I'm just going to dab a little bit onto each eyelid, making sure to blend it really well, especially around the edges. With eyeshadow primer, it goes on almost invisible, so you just need to be really careful again to blend and kind of feather out the edges of it a little bit, because if you don't do that when you put your eyeshadow on, you're definitely going to see where that line stops. With this smoky eye, there are so many different ways to do a smoky eye, and this particular one, it's meant to be easy, and it looks best when it's not perfect, so you don't have to worry about getting the shading or the lines perfect. It can be a little messy, it can be a little smudgy. Basically, it's a smoky eye for real people. Also, with this smoky eye, depending on where you work, it can be totally appropriate for daytime and transitions into the evening really nicely as well. Smoky eyes are great for days where you just want a little bit of an edgier look. Also, they hide a multitude of sins, so if you were out kind of late the night before or you didn't sleep very well, a smoky eye is a great way almost to work with that instead of against it, and in a way conceal how tired you might be. Alright, so now that we've got our primer on, let's go ahead and do our black shadow on the eyelid. So I'm going to use a piece of tissue and just hold it right under my eye. So again, we're working with a lot of eyeshadow here, and so this way if it speckles, it lands on the tissue instead of on my face, and again, that's going to keep me from having a big mess to clean up. Alright, I'm taking my eyeshadow brush, dipping it in my black shadow. Now, once you do that, before you start applying, what you want to do is just kind of tap it on your hand to get off some of that excess that's on the ends of the bristles. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and apply. And you can see I'm just kind of dabbing it on. Just dabbing. And with this, what we want to do is take it up to the crease. You don't want to go too high into the crease. Another thing, you can see how I'm just stopping right at the edge of my eye. I'm not taking it too far out past my eye. Or what a lot of women try to do is they start like winging it up and out. And we don't want to do that. That's where your smoky eye can really start looking ridiculous. Alright. And don't worry about the line being perfect or smooth. We're going to be smudging it and blending it in just a minute. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one now. So I'm getting my black eyeshadow, tapping it to get off excess. Okay. And we'll go ahead and apply to this eye. So again, we're just kind of dabbing it, doing very gentle strokes. And also, you don't want to just start rubbing and smearing, because what can happen when you do that is you'll kick some of the eyeshadow over, and it'll speckle like all over on this side or on that inner corner of your eye. So you want to be careful not to have that happen either. All right. Okay, so that's step one. So we're not done yet. This is usually the part where, if you're not used to dramatic eye makeup, it's easy to get a little freaked out. It's looking really intense, so we start rubbing and smudging and trying to make the color softer. But if you do that, by the time we get to that final step, your smoky eye doesn't really have that impact that you wanted. It looks kind of washed out and a little bit like a failure. So don't get freaked out by the intensity of color now. Let's give it until we get to that last step, and you'll see where it'll really soften a lot. Alright, now that we've done the black, our next step is we're going to use our bronzer. Alright, so here's the bronzer again. We're just going to use our bronzer in our hands. So what I'm going to do is just get some of the bronzer, pick that up on my finger, like that. And then we're just going to go in and smudge that into the crease. That'll help soften the black, and it'll kind of blend the bronzer and the black together. So we're just going to smudge it into the crease. Again, don't worry about being perfect. It's okay if it's messy. Okay, I'm just going to get a little bit more. Work that all the way around. Alright, so you can see that side, and now we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Alright, so again, just picking it up and using your finger to smudge it into the crease. You can use a brush to do this as well. A really good brush for this is one that's shaped like this, a little bit more tapered on the end. And you can just, if you use a brush, what you want to do is dip it into your bronzer and then work it in kind of circular motions to make sure that you're blending it with the black. Alright, and I'm just using my thumb to kind of clean up, make sure we don't have any severe lines on the edge of the eyeshadow. Alright, if you want to, you can use another clean eyeshadow brush, and you can dip it in eyeshadow that kind of matches your skin tone. And you can just go up on the brow bone, kind of blending it down into the bronzer to soften that edge even more and clean it up just a little bit. Okay, so we're almost done. Last step is eyeliner. I'm actually going to be using a gel eyeliner today, so I'm working with an eyeliner brush that I just dip into that black gel. Alright, and now we're just going to apply on the top, really working it close to the lash line. You don't have to worry about the line being incredibly thin or perfect or precise because you've got the black eyeshadow and we're going with a smudgy, smoky eye. Just keeping in mind that this doesn't have to be perfect to look really good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now your eyeliner is really important. Eyeliner and mascara both. Your eyeliner is really going to thicken. So you can see I'm already getting that thicker look right around my eyelashes. So it thickens. And what your mascara is going to do is define and give a nice, clean, defined shape. And that's where everything's going to work together and really make your eyes pop. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of eyeliner on the bottom as well. So for the bottom, you really want to try to get it as close to the lash line as possible. And what helps is if you kind of angle your eyeliner or your eyeliner brush down a little bit. And that helps get your line a little bit thinner, a little more precise. And it keeps you from putting it too low underneath that bottom lash line. So once I've done that line, you can just gently smudge it a little bit to soften it. And let's do the same thing on the other side. And my last step is going to be mascara. So again, mascara on the top and bottom, this is what's really going to define. Alright, and my last step is going to be to put mascara on the bottom. Alright, and that's it. That's my smoky eye. So now I am pretty much ready to go out the door. With your smoky eye, keep a couple of other things in mind. Don't use a really bold, bright blush. You want it to be a much more neutral color and a little bit softer. Same with your lips. If you put anything on your lips, maybe a soft peachy gloss, nothing too dramatic. And also your eyebrows, if you normally need to pencil your eyebrows in to make them a little bit darker, a little bit fuller, you don't need to go too dark with that eyebrow pencil. Your brows can be a little bit softer just to frame the eyes a little bit, but that'll really help keep the drama and the focus on the eye area. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about skincare or makeup, you can email them to Jen at aurafaceandbody.com, and we'll see you next time. Thanks!